Been a few days, guys, since I uploaded a video for the FIBA World Cup, but we are back at it here for Thursday's 4-game main slate. If you guys are new, my name's DK. Again, I cover content for NBA, NFL, niche sports like Summer League, preseason, FIBA World Cup. Also do content for player prop sites like Prize Picks and Underdog. And the sponsor of this video is OddsJam. You can use the code DKDFS for 25% off your first month. What I have up right now is their fantasy optimizer for tools for DFS sites like Prize Picks and Underdog. I've made videos on the Positive EV tool, Sportsbook Screen, a lot of really helpful tools here. Super excited to be working with them. And yeah, I guess if you want to try it out, again, link down below. But basically, you don't even need to know the sports you're betting on if you sign up for this. And, right now what you're looking at, again, is some plus EV plays here for Prize Picks, some baseball stuff, some NFL stuff starting next week. Can't wait for NFL regular season to start as well. So, again, guys, first month, DKDFS, 25% off. Link will be down below. All right, so let's recap everything for the last few days. I've been doing Twitter Spaces. I know I haven't got a video up the last few days, but I've been doing Twitter Spaces with Kurt. And we've been talking through the slate. And, the other day, had a massive day. So I just wanted to say, man, I cannot even imagine how mad the haters had to be after seeing what I did in the month of August, right? Completely dominated player props, 125% ROI on Underdog. Went on a 15-2 run over the last couple of days with FIBA and WNBA, full swept WNBA board back-to-back days, and then just a massive takedown here on Draftkings. So, like I said, man, it would really suck to be a hater. Look at this. Look at it, right? Look at it. Look at it. Yeah, this is yesterday. Again, $100 into $3,700. Massive takedown. Had a train. And yeah, feel bad. Sorry for second place here. But basically took all the money there at the top. And I would have had a takedown too a couple days ago. It was the one day, or one of the first slates when Kyle Anderson literally shot 0 of 9. If he would have had his average game, I would have taken down again there. So it's been a phenomenal run on FIBA, both on player props and on DraftKings. Again, $3,700 win on DraftKings the other day. Phenomenal stuff. And then Prize Picks been insane as well. Went on a 15-2 run, like I said. Back-to-back days where I get hooked out of a 25x, man. Like, no one runs worse. Still run horrific and continue to dominate. But yeah, these are, again, last couple days. It's just incredible, man. The walk-up assist, too, his last assist to go over was, they called goaltending. It was not goaltending. It was a clean block. So that cost me about $700. And then JV, minutes been disappointing on him. It's been kind of tilting, but he was the one miss yesterday, too. So it's been an incredible run. We still have a lot of basketball left. So if you guys are interested in signing up, you can check out my Patreon link down below. I cover DFS, player pool. I post starting lineups as well. I'm in the Discord. And then I also post player props, which, again, we've been absolutely killing it on. All right, so that's it. Let's get into the breakdown. First, what I want to mention here is all these teams have been eliminated, but they still have a lot of these teams still have something to play for who can qualify for the Olympics next year. So Australia already qualified. France is hosting, so they're already qualified. A few teams out of contention: Venezuela, Mexico, Finland, New Zealand. These are all teams that are still in contention. So even though these teams have been eliminated, they still have something to play for. Or, if these teams are, basically all the teams on this slate have been eliminated, but again, they do still have something to play for. So Venezuela is one of those teams that is out of contention, and they are playing here against Japan. So be a little bit cautious here, but if they run out the same starters, I think we'll get, relatively normal rotations. I will just say, again, the teams that are kind of out of contention, there's a little, or if nothing to play for, there's a little bit more risk. So starting off with Venezuela, who, again, is already out of it. Let's take a look at last game for them. They did lose to Georgia. Minutes have been pretty spread out in this team. Pulmonares, 27 minutes. Kobelian, 27 minutes. Soho only put 17 minutes. He's had some good games, but like I said, it's been relatively spread out here. Pulmonares 7-3, I think is fine. 28, 30, 27 minutes. As long as he starts, is a decent option. Japan also not great defensively. And this game is, let's see where we're at. 161.5 over under. Japan are favorites here. Soho, if he goes back to, 25 to 30 minutes, I do have some interest in him, but only 17 minutes last game was a little bit disappointing. This Gouliant guy, probably mispronouncing his name, but he's been playing like mid-20s minutes, has the ball in his hands decent amount, kind of playing the point guard position. I think he's reasonable. What else? Carrera didn't even play last game for Venezuela. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on the starting lineup, see if they switch anything up. Moving on to Japan. Japan are relatively easy to talk about. Again, they are still fighting for something, right? They're still trying to make the Olympics next year, so they'll be playing normal. Hawkinson and Watanabe, the two guys I like a good amount. Hawkinson playing pretty big minutes, 31 minutes last game, went for 47 fantasy points. He was a big reason why I won, so definitely have a soft spot for him. I played him at very low ownership, and he absolutely smashed, really punished the faders. Just, a guy that Japan is a very small team, right? It's a lot of small guards, and then it's Hawkinson, so he's just going to clean the glass. Only 7 rebounds last game, but 19 and 10 the game before those. So I like Hawkinson to get him out. He should be able to feast against his front court. And Watanabe as well. He had that one really kind of just like bad game. Other than that, he's been pretty solid, 37, 34 fantasy points. So it's Watanabe and it's Hawkinson. I like a good amount. Other than that, they're kind of going to the hot hand with the guards. So, Kawamara had a big game 2 games ago. Last game came back down to earth. Togashi's been really quiet, but then had a big game last game. Uminaga, again, kind of been up and down. Just depends on whether or not he's making shots. Did play 26 minutes last game. So a lot of these Japan guards I think are viable in tournaments. Yutababa is 5.6. I mean, most likely he's going to play mid-20s minutes, but not a guy who really has massive ceiling. So let's move on to Philippines and South Sudan. So Philippines, again, I believe they are still in contention here. So I think they're going to play this like normal. So Clarkson, I think, is one of the best benefits in the slate. I mean, he's just playing almost the entire game. 35, 39, 37 minutes, doing everything for the team. I mean, yeah, if you look at like the rest of the roster, right, and then you just look at Clarkson, you can tell like it is just Jordan Clarkson's team. So even though he's expensive, I think he looks great. Ramos' minutes been a little bit up and down, but 2 of the 3 games he has played mid-30s minutes. 6.4K, totally reasonable option. I think AJ Adu is a very safe option. 27, 31, and 31 minutes. Not a guy with a massive ceiling, but is relatively cheap. Outside of that, kind of hard to trust anyone else. Fajardo and the center minutes kind of been up and down. He did play mid-20s minutes the first 2 games, only 14 minutes last game. Soto, I mean, he started last game, only played 8 minutes, got benched. We know he's like 7'4", but he's been not doing a ton in this tournament, so outside of those guys, it's kind of hard to trust anyone. Maybe I would have some interest in the other starters. So last game started Roger Pojoy. Again, Soto started last game, but got benched. Pojoy is 4-1. I mean, I got sort of a little bit interested in him if he starts again. So let's move on to South Sudan. South Sudan tilts me at Gabriel over rebounds. He got massive foul trouble, so that definitely tilted me. I believe they also have not been eliminated, I don't believe. Nope, yeah, they're still in contention. So, a couple guys I want to mention. So, Gabriel, I think, will be low owned after, I think, box score watchers. We'll see. Again, only 13 minutes. We got massive foul trouble. Got massive foul trouble here as well. But the game where he actually stayed out of foul trouble, 32 minutes, 35 fantasy points. We know like Gabriel's not a bad point per minute guy. I mean, we saw it, with the Lakers when he got minutes. So, I definitely still have some interest in winning Gabriel. Carlik Jones. He's been playing the point guard position. Only played 22 minutes last game, but it was a massive blowout. In a game that did stay competitive, he played a lot for 71 fantasy points. I think he's a little pricey. I think I'd rather spend up for Clarkson if I'm going to spend up for a stud. But I still definitely have some interest in Carlik Jones. Shayak at 7-8, I think is kind of like indifferent on him. Omat is 6.5K, 30, 24, and 30 minutes. I think he's a decent value play. What else do we got? Peter Jock off the bench, played 26 minutes, had a nice game, but previous to that, he wasn't playing a ton. Jang at 5-1, I think, is a fine value play. Been averaging, around 20 minutes a game. Probably give you 15 or so fancy points. I think it's a reasonable value. Okay, we got Jordan and Egypt as the next game. I believe both teams are still technically in contention here. Jordan is, and where's Egypt? Egypt is as well. So expect both teams to play like normal rotations. Ronda Hollis Jefferson, I think you got to have a lot of interest in. Even while they got absolutely destroyed by the USA, they lost by like 50. He's still played 35 minutes. I mean, he's basically just playing the entire game, and he's doing everything for the team. Stuff in the stat sheet. 33, 44, 36 minutes for Hollis Jefferson. Pretty solid matchup against Egypt as well. I really like him at the top. Other than that, I think Ibrahim is a solid play in the mid-range. Only played 24 minutes last game, but 41 and 38 before that. He'll play the point guard position, and I like him a good amount. Al-Dawari, he's been playing the center position. Again, didn't play a ton last game, but I think he's another decent option. So those top three guys I think are solid. Other than that, kind of hard to trust anyone on this team. Let's see, where is it? So Hawaz played 20 minutes last game. Was there anything else? He's 4-3, and he's been pretty quiet, though. Like, a lot of really low usage players in this team. It's a lot of those top three guys, and especially RHJ. So let's move on to Egypt. Amin is a guy that Amin is a guy I've been betting on a lot. Player props and been winning me a lot of money. I mean, he's their go-to guy. 30-plus minutes each of the first three games that he has played. And again, this game should be competitive, too. It's a 2.5-point spread. 8.3K, you're getting him at a discount off some of the other stars on the slate. I think he looks really, really good at that price point. And then I like some of these bigs as well for Egypt. So you take a look at last game for Egypt. They started Patrick Gardner, played 27 minutes. Game before that, he played a lot as well. Anis Mahum has been solid. You have who else? Off the bench, you had Asim Mari had a good game. So it's basically, for me, it's a men and then these three bigs, especially Gardner, though, 4.9K. So he didn't play. He came off the bench and played a ton game one. The last two games, 35 minutes and 27 minutes, and he's sub 5K. I think he'll be popular, but I think it's for good reason. Again, Mahood is 5'9". He only played 18 minutes last game, but mid-20s before that. I like him. And then Marie came off the bench, played 28 minutes. He's been solid as well. So it's a men, and then so those bigs, and then probably not a ton else. I mean, I guess if I had to pick someone else, it probably would be El Gindi. Been averaging low 20s minutes, 6.6K. I think I'd rather go to the bigs, though. Let's finish it up here. And again, I'm probably mispronouncing a lot of these names, so I apologize for that. But finally, we've got Iran and France. Iran also still technically alive. France, however, already qualified, right? So they don't have a ton to play for here. We saw them sit Gobert last game. We'll talk about that. But Iran, you got Haddadi. I mean, just complete dust. He's like 40 years old. Surprised he's still on this team. But he's like their main guy in offense. Even though he doesn't start, he's going to play like 15 to 20 minutes. He's gonna be a high usage player when he's out there. So I think he's fine. He'll probably give you 20-plus fantasy points. Biak as well. He's the guy that I probably like the best on this team. 32 and 34 minutes back-to-back games. And he's getting a lot of shots up. 9, 16, 10 shots. He's 10 shots up, getting some assists as well. So I do like Biak. Other than that, I think there's a couple guys that are fine. Mohamed Amini, 31 and 32 minutes. He's 5.3K, another okay value play. Kazemi is 5.1, mid-20s minutes. I think it's fine. I'd rather go to Amini, though. I'm a little more confident with his minutes. So it's Amini, it's Biak. It's a little bit interested in Haddadi as well. And then finally, France. So this is a really interesting team here because they have nothing to play for. They didn't have anything to play for last game, and we saw it with the minutes, right? They didn't play Gobert. Fournier only played 19 minutes. DeColo only played 23 minutes. This was a competitive game, relatively spread out outside of Yabusele, who played close to 30 minutes. Batum came off the bench, surprisingly split 20 minutes. Kind of weird. You didn't see a few guys. You didn't see Gobert. You didn't see Lazort. You didn't see Mustafa Fall. This team's really interesting because I think they could sit a lot of their main guys. Again, we did not see Gobert last game. I don't expect him to play. Fournier and Batum and DeColo, I'd proceed with caution here. Again, the minutes were not great on them, so a little bit worried about them. Yabusele's a younger guy. They still played him normal minutes, so if I'm going to spend up for someone in France, it probably would be Yabusele. But then, again, I want to see who ends up playing here. Elie Okobo, and he was on the Suns for a little bit. He had a nice game off the bench. I think he's a guy that they could play a fair amount in this game. So, yeah, there's going to be some value here, I think, for France, especially if they rest some of these vets, sit them. Or even if the vets do play. Again, I'm worried about the minutes. Like I said, this is a competitive game. We saw 19 minutes for Fournier, 23 minutes for DeColo. So, not saying you can't go to these guys if they start, but I would just be a little bit worried about their minutes. All right, guys, that's going to do it for the video. Again, if you're looking for more content, way more in-depth, a player pool, roster construction videos, Discord access, all that good stuff, link down below. And also be posting player props as well. We've been dominating over there. But thanks again for watching. Good luck if you're playing the slate tomorrow morning, and we'll see you all in the next video.